same time asked him what he was doing. And where Jim finished, that's what I got to hear from him. He said, well, I've been working for years on finding out why children who get mother's milk more than 6 months, best 1 year, stay much more healthy than those who get the best manufactured bottled or canned baby food. So that kept bothering me. And the only conclusion can be, it must be in mother's milk. And there must be something which they can't put in a can or in a powder or in whatever. So if these children live longer, get less allergies, have less or later cancer, it has to be something powerful. But how the heck do I find it in the milk? So he started to work just with Dr. Kungshagen, who is a scientist specialized in laboratory work, cellular work and so on. And they worked for almost 8 years at the point where I met him. So he told me this, so I said, well, yes, but if you work with milk, and no, he said, well, it's weight, actually, it's weight. I said, yeah, but this is dairy business, isn't it? And yeah, I said, well, that's the problem. The dairies and the government finance people. I'm retiring next year. And they already said, you have been on this for 8 years, you better retire. So I asked him more, and he said, well, look, he told me the example was the mice. He said, I have 100 mice of one and the same culture, and 100 mice one of the same culture, so 200 the same, I separate them, and I have worked out if 20% of their daily food is my whey concentrate, these guys are much healthier, they are stronger. I have injected them with carcinogens, all of them. On the other side, but from this, the highest number survive. So this sounded very interesting to me, and I said, yeah, but what you doing when you retire? Well, I said, I retire. No more. So I said, well, let me think about it. Give me some of your files and your tests and tell me more about it. Well, let's meet again, and I collected as much knowledge as I could. And I said, well, that seems something worthwhile. Maybe that's really something very beneficial. And if that what he says is true, and whey is a waste product. And yeah, he said, then in the next meeting, you know, there's a big problem. The whey actually which we can buy today doesn't work anymore. He said, why does that work anymore? I said, well, it doesn't work anymore. You can feed it to the mice and they die just as well. But I found out why it doesn't work anymore. And we are making now, trying to make it in laboratory quantities, because the whey had to be treated after there was, I think before all of your time, most of your time, there was a very poisonous cheese sold in Switzerland from whey, fresh cheese, and bacteria got in it. There was a big catastrophe. So after this, without knowing much in North America of this, the industry worldwide changed the standards for whey and milk treatment. So already the milk had to be treated in a much stronger heating process. Some other changes which came to it, but mainly the temperature. And this way did not work anymore. So he found this out, and at the time his mice trials were made with laboratory whey. A few hundred grams, 2 weeks or so. So I said, look, if we can, I would ask my patent lawyers if there is a chance of patenting what you have found. Because if it can be patented, I think we'll do it. And I will come and finance you and take you over and come into my own office in Montreal and continue the work, retire from McGill, and we set up a little company, no matter how long it takes. This is something really exciting, whereby we are all a little bit egoistic somewhere. I thought if that what he finds is true, it's good for me. It's good for my family. It's good for everybody I know. Even if we wouldn't go into production, even if we wouldn't be in business, whomever I know, I meet, we can benefit from it. So it wasn't totally selfish. It was once the possibility to patent it and to go into business, and if that wouldn't fail, too bad. Money was unsuccessfully invested, but there's huge benefit for all I know for me. So I didn't know at that time that it would take 8 years.
How much did it cost?
It took quite some time. We set it up. I started to hire patent attorneys, the largest and best known company attorney company in Montreal, in this respect, Gowling, and established an excellent connection to the main patent lawyer because he was older than me. And he had a wife who was sick, and when he heard it, he had a personal interest. And he was very soon also on our product. Anyway, that's another story.
You gave it to his wife?
His wife.
And she, what did she have?
Well, she had cancer.
She had cancer?
Yes.
So he went crazy when he saw what it did for her.
So, I mean, he did, even so he was a member of a big company, he had to charge all the official fees, but he had a very big own interest and pushed our project. And I think he contributed to at least a faster period in applying and getting patents. So that was fine. I don't know how much time you give me. You may be all hungry, or?
We're going to break your interviews into 2 parts. Tomorrow we're going to interview some more.
Okay.
But I would like you to tonight.
Because you know the problem is when he gets me somewhere to talk about this superb immunotec, I'm very enthusiastic. So I may completely forget your answer.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah. What I want you to mention to them is after you got the patents, how did you go about trying to market it? That's the big question. You know, you have.
Well, after we got the patents, the next very difficult step was to carry this thing out of laboratory quantities into manufacturing quantities. And that took a couple of years too, and I had to import equipment to set up a small facility with a dairy. And then we could produce large quantities, larger, 200 kilo per week. We got to human trials, and then it was the point where I said, well, I came to Canada 85 to retire. Now it's 91, 92, 93. Now I want this to be commercialized. And since I had experience in licensing other technologies to big companies, I thought, this is so interesting, this is so good, and I must find interest in the industry. Now we have everything set up, patents, mass production, name everything. So I went to the first pharmaceutical manufacturer, very proud with Bonus, and Dr. Bauschel, another professor, worked with us. We presented it. Doctors were excited. Yes, we got samples and this. We signed due secrecy agreements. They looked at it. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months later, they said, well, our business department says no, we cannot because it's not a pharmaceutical product, and you know, we need a few 100% profit, and you know, maybe it's when people say it comes from milk, they say, why don't we buy the milk at the dairy? So we have to give lots of explanations, but you know, there's another big problem, that we can't really advertise it, because we're not allowed to say what it can do, even so we know it can do it, we cannot say it. It's not a prescription medication. It's a food supplement, you know. So I said, they're crazy. We went to the next one. We went through almost everybody. Then I said, okay, Europe is different. And we went to Nestle, to Bosch, to Hoffmann La Roche, to Sandoz. We even had the president of Nestle at the time, the world's biggest food manufacturer, Mr. Maurer involved, and everywhere the result was the same. They said, "We can't advertise it. We are not allowed to say what it can do. How can we sell it? Even if our name, and it's not so cheap, I mean, it's not a food, so even our name, Nestle, on it, and we say it may do this and that, and so, no, sorry." Doesn't work. So now I got so far, I'm not going to give up. And so I negotiated with a large Canadian company making food supplements under their name, vitamins and everything. I said, well, yeah, maybe, yeah, but very small quantities, because who's going to take it from the shelf? Then one of the North American large pharmaceutical companies, the medical director, who was a practitioner himself and was medical director, phoned me. He said, "You know, Deiter, my father has cancer. Can I have some of your product? I know what it can do, but I can't buy it. You are not selling it." I said, "No, but I sent you." So I sent him. Months later he phoned and he said, "You know, I'm checking on him myself. I mean, his blood values have gone up. He's stopped losing weight. He's feeling much better. So, yeah. And you know, you have from our company, you have a proposal of licensing it worldwide to us, haven't you?" I said, "Yes, but I'm not signing it because it's too bad. I mean, they don't want to pay anything. I can't even recover 6 months of my investments at work." He said, "No, you should. Don't sign it." So I said, "What?" He said, "Well, I should tell you, but I'm leaving this company in 4 weeks, so I can. You go and look at multi-level marketing." I said, "Multi-level marketing?" They sell pots and I don't know what. He said, "You're completely wrong. It's a multi-billion-dollar business." I don't know anything. I only know it has a bad reputation. He said, "No, you're European. In Europe it has, not here. Look at Herbalife." What do they make, herbs? He said, "No, it's a very big company." I said, "Well," he said, "do it." I said, "Okay." So when checking on them, I went to see head office of Herbalife and looked through their catalogs and everything. I said, "Well, it will be one of many products again. Yes, I have to find another solution." And myself used it in industrial business and in other things, never come to multi-level marketing. So I looked at many companies, a Vancouver company who was selling small medical or food supplements and medical equipment like bandages and And then through coincidence, my lawyers knew other lawyers, and they came and said, "There's a tiny little company just being set up in Montreal, but we know the owner. He was in another multi-level marketing company, and he took some of his people and he set up, talk to him." I said, "Yes." So I met Chuck Roberts, and look what he had. I said, "Look, you're a company we could work with because you could make Immunotec your main product, but what you have here, these herbal drinks and stuff out, not So he said, "Well, you're very arrogant." I said, "No, I'm not arrogant, but this is no fit." So I explained to him, and he said, "Well, maybe you're right." So we negotiated 2 months. And at the end of 96 we signed, and from 97 on we sold. He threw out everything else, concentrated on Immunotec, and that was the beginning. So since then I'm more or less connected to Immunotec, and I'm now the oldest living person who has taken Immunotec for the longest time.
We're going to have Deiter back tomorrow to get some more of these incredible stories. Thank you very much, Deiter.